What you drinking over there?
Tommy Knocker, Tundra Berry, Fruit Ale.
Did the ladies pick those up?
They did, actually.
I think Tess picked up a 6-pack of those. She was drinking.
Yeah, they got these when they were doing the hot spring.
I thought you were gonna say scissoring.
They actually picked these up after they got fucking ran on by a train of actual men. They were thirsty.
I think that's what they do when we're not with them.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they just go find a big train.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense because I certainly can't satisfy them.
Sulty Soup here. Welcome back to another podcast.
Sorry.
Cody here ate some moldy cookies, and now he's just laughing uncontrollably. I think he had some special cookies today. I don't know what is going on with this guy. I walk in like he's sick, and then the second the podcast started, it's been nonstop just bullshitting with me right now, and I haven't gotten a word in
Goose
so
and
far.
gaffs.
I've been trying to tell him about my life, and it's just been
it's
shit show.
It's so interesting that I just can't help but be captivated by every word.
Have you been feeling a lot more jacked ever since we ate that liver, by the way?
Well, I haven't stopped.
Your wiener, right?
Oh.
It's been...
Oh, my God.
It's been stronger, right?
Yes.
It has.
I didn't make the liver connection.
I didn't want to... I mean, I don't know how vulgar we're going to get here, but...
They know what they've gotten themselves into.
Girth?
Right? You've seen a size increase?
Well, mainly the veins. Because of all the liver blood.
Oh, that is not what is going on with me. I just can't stop coming. It's like every other hour. It's oh God.
Well, that might be a different problem. Actually, I don't know if that's the liver. I can't believe we did that. I mean, like I was telling you before, I have no intention of making this like a eating crazy shit YouTube channel, even though we do have some plans of eating this Liver King diet, but it's mainly because we want to look like him.
Yeah. If you guys were hoping like they ate the raw liver, they did the follow-up podcast, they've put a nice little lid on the Liver King thing, it's time to move on. Nope. We're not done.
I just want to clear this up because I don't want a bunch of people commenting, go eat a bunch of cockroaches next, because we do not plan on eating weird things for this channel. It's really just for us to look like our ancestors did, like Liver King. And
I will stop you there. I don't want to eat weird things either. I don't have the constitution for it. Right. But
you definitely did not take that liver too well.
No. But I imagine ancestors ate bugs, right?
I couldn't believe I didn't... I mean, even once. What do you call it?
Hurl, like...
Gag.
Dry
heave, yeah.
Dry heave? I don't know what you call it. Gagging is probably the right one. Anyways... We're not done, okay? Liver King doesn't just eat raw liver. He eats bone marrow. He eats sardines. He eats concoction. He eats straight butter.
Yeah, the butter one's going to be tough. Have you guys ever just eaten a stick of butter?
I know you have.
Because that guy will just eat a stick with his meal. Not like, let's melt this on top of our stuff. Just straight up bites into these sticks of butter. I feel like that's gotta be a reason to get a heart attack, right?
I don't know. I mean, I've seen so many like shit documentaries on Netflix about how the whole food pyramid and like we've been fed this lie, and maybe eating a stick of butter is the healthiest thing you can do. I don't know. I imagine like it helps with digestion. Things just slide right through.
I'm gonna change the subject now. That
you don't think that's the case?
That you're talking about bowel movements now.
Oh, plus, you think I'm talking about shit? I meant like my esophageal lining.
I don't want our channel to also just be about Liver King as well. So
either do I.
But he's definitely been on my mind lately. That video we just posted was hilarious. It was probably one of the funnest videos I think we've ever filmed.
It was certainly the most fun. Yeah.
So I can't wait I can't wait to see what other like future crazy shit we come up with.
The way we edited that video, in the like the B-roll montage of us preparing the liver is a direct ripoff of a popular food YouTuber called Joshua Weissman, who he always makes food and he always does like this really he puts like a macro lens on and he does like this to that music that we used, this like really good B-roll, and every like beat changes frame and it's a different image of the food or a scene where he was preparing the food, and it's beautiful. But it's funny that we did it this way because ours is with raw liver. There's nothing beautiful about what we did.
No. I mean, this whole process is just us learning how to film and edit these clips. And
of course, yeah.
I can't wait till we get a bunch of B-roll of us, doing stupid shit, and we can add it into our future videos.
Gulp.
Yeah, we're already starting to get a couple clips together, obviously. But
the gulp is the funniest thing you have done with your entire life.
It might be my new catchphrase. We might have T-shirts.
Gulp,
They're just gulp, gulp.
Gulp. Oh shit!
We're brainstorming now. Eventually, our merch will be off the chain, man. We just gotta get it.
Gulp merch would sell out like crazy. It'd be the tipping point or whatever it is. Everybody would be wearing gulp hats.
And then there's just like a ball sack on the back, or.
Yeah, if you know, you know. Then we don't have to get too direct with it.
There you go. Just the gulp. That keeps it shit. That keeps it good. All right. Well, man, I forgot what I was going to ask you. Shit. Oh, I know we filmed our Halloween episode, but we filmed it a week early. So Halloween's actually this weekend. Are you like the Halloween guy? Are you watching horror films? Are you going out to the haunted houses, or are you just like forget about Halloween?
That's a good question. I don't like high budget scary movies. I'm not a fan. As a kid, I liked the Final Destination series quite a bit. That was kind of like spooky, right? It involved death. I don't like the monster movies, but
that was probably like my least favorite kind of thriller horror movie.
Was when people were just dying for no reason.
Yeah, I don't like to find out that there's some crazy weird way that I could die. Same thing with that one TV show that came out, like 1,000 Weird Ways People Died or some shit.
1,000 Ways to Die.
I couldn't watch that movie, that TV show at all, because then I'm just thinking, oh, I'm gonna be the guy that gets hit in the head with the golf ball while he's walking on the sidewalk or whatever, whatever the stupid thing was,
Dude, I'm constantly thinking like, you're right. Maybe I shouldn't have watched Final Destination. Maybe I shouldn't have watched 1,000 Ways to Die, because I'm constantly going like, here I am, cooking this food, and I spilt a little water on the floor, but like, this has to get cooked right now. I can't let it burn. I don't have time to clean up the water. And then in my mind, I'm just like, well, this is how they're going to find your body. You've slipped in the water. The grease splashed in your face. You fell towards the sink. The garbage disposal turned on.
I'd much rather watch some like Jason movie where some guy's trying to kill me. Because in my mind, I'm like, I could probably take this guy.
You think you can take Jason?
I'm just like, dude, first of all, I can outrun him. Second of all, we get close. I'm on your back, taking you down within seconds, and I'm gonna win that fight. 9 times out of 10.
It is true though. Like Jason is such a slow mover. You definitely couldn't take him in a one-on-one fight. 100% no.
I would.
He's 2 or 3 feet taller than you.
Right.
He's a brick wall, but you could outrun him. You could definitely. I don't know. Maybe I haven't watched enough of them, but why does nobody just run in a straight line for 2 days?
It's not like he's got a gun.
Right.
It's usually a knife or a bat.
I'm sure maybe he could throw the knife.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how deep you want to get into these crazy. Folklore.
I want to keep talking about horror movies, but
yeah.
I need an answer. Why in the movie are they like trapped to this one area? Why not run forever? I guess there's probably like, oh, the item we need is over here, so we can't go over here. It's like a video game.
I never really got into the Jason ones. I thought that was kind of lame. Same thing with
Freddy and Mike Myers.
Mike Myers, yeah. Freddy scared me as a kid.
Is it Mike Myers or Michael Myers? Who's the actor? You know the Austin Powers is named
Mike Myers, yeah. Michael.
Which came first? And is the other one just cool?
They're based on each other.
Oh shit!
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I had no idea. They do have the same hair.
Well, you haven't seen a lot of movies by Mike Myers in a long time.
True.
Because he was out on some campground killing people with a mask on.
Interesting.
And then no more Austin Power movies.
Do you have a favorite scary movie?
Well, as I was saying, I did get quite scared from the Freddy Krueger movies when I was a kid. Because that whole concept, you've watched a couple of them, right? Freddy Krueger?
I think I've seen Freddy versus Jason, and I might have seen...
That's not good.
I might have seen Nightmare on Elm Street, maybe. I know the premise, like you go to sleep and there he is in your dreams. That's fucked up.
It's definitely that Inception vibe where you never knew when the dream was going to stop. You know what I mean? So you thought this was the real world, and then he's there, and you got away from him, and then you wake up, and then you're in another fucking nightmare. Like that movie, or, not Freddy vs. Jason, because that was just some commercialized, like, let's put these guys against each other and see what happens for some stupid reason.
There was a video game that was in the 90s or maybe late 80s. It was an arcade game. It was Freddy versus Jason.
Well, that might be all right. I bet that would be fun.
I don't know why.
I don't think I watched the movie and it was not good.
I watched the movie and I assumed that's what the other movies were like, so I said, pass.
Do you as far as like my favorite horror movie? Man, that's tough. I mean, definitely Nightmare on Elm Street is up there for sure. I'm trying to think of something I've seen more recently that really got me though. You guys don't even watch TV hardly anymore, do you?
We don't have a TV in here.
No TV household.
No TV household. I have a computer though. So
how's that lifestyle switch, by the way? Because you used to have a TV. Did you used to be like a Netflixer every day kind of dude, or what?
Yeah, we used to watch Hulu or Netflix quite frequently. Like whenever while we were eating dinner or while we were doing,
Have you talked about that in your wife and husband podcast?
No.
That's a good subject to bring up. Like I imagine you've talked about your lifestyle change a little bit, but the TV thing and just specifically is a lot of people think that's pretty fucking weird.
That we don't have a TV.
You went first of all, you went from a big house to like a minimalist kind of lifestyle.
Yeah.
And secondly, that you have no TV. So I think everybody wants to fill every one of their rooms with the freaking TV nowadays. You know what I mean? Right.
And for a minute, we had a TV in like 3 rooms, maybe. I don't know. Before I met Kelsey, I had a TV in every room. Sometimes in my living room, I had 2 TVs.
2?
But I've just like...
One for jerking off and one for movies, or...
Well, when I first met Kelsey, I had a roommate. My buddy was living with me in my house, and he had moved from his apartment to come live with me. So we had like two 60-inch TVs side by side, and we had both of our Xboxes plugged, like mine was plugged into mine, his was plugged into his. So we could like game in a very big way.
Wow.
But yeah, if he wasn't home, I would put like a podcast on his TV, and then I'd be playing games on mine. And eventually when he moved out, I just had a smaller TV anyway, and I just kept that trend a little bit. But now, without a TV, maybe more productive. You don't have a crutch, you don't have something to just sit in front of and like zone out on.
I definitely think I'd be more productive. I just don't think I could get my girlfriend to do it, because that is used as like a cuddle time. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is our cuddle time. We can watch something. Right now we're watching all the Harry Potters over again. You know what I mean? Like, that's our
perfect time. I mean, season for that. Season for Harry Potter.
Sure. But at the same time, I know I could watch a lot less.
Our whole thing is we just wanted to do 1 year without television. 1 year without having a TV. When we move again, we'll have a TV again, and we'll have... I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's not like I'm on some moral place for it. It's just like there's literally no room for a television in here.
Yeah.
I don't have a couch even. Like, there's no cuddle time in front of a TV.
You don't have a couch, right? So it's just
these two
your living room
uncomfortable chairs.
Podcast, yeah.
Right.
Or your cuddle time is your podcast, I guess.
The cuddle time just happens in bed.
That's true. That's true.
Have you ever heard about that, though? Like, do you have a television in the bedroom?
No.
No. Some people do. Some people have a TV in their bedroom. And I had a different friend. When I first got the house I was living in, a friend moved in there with me at the same time. And he had a TV in his room, and that TV would play all night. He couldn't sleep without the TV being on.
He's changed it to the ASMR channel?
It was just like an endless repeat of Supernatural and shit like that. And there were times where, even when he was living with me, we had two TVs side by side. And this was the first time he ever lived on his own. He would like move from his parents' house in with me. Mm-hmm. And I would come home, and I don't know if like it was like he was a little scared or something, but I would come home and he would be in the living room in his recliner, TV on, he'd be sleeping, and his gun would be like on his chest.
Oh my God.
Just waiting for someone to come rape him or kill him. I don't know.
Yeah, like what happens when you walk in the door and startle him,
I just get fucking blasted.
Jesus Christ.
It was a 22. I'm a big guy. I think that as long as he doesn't hit anything important, I could take a couple shots.
Especially on this new diet we're on. We're a lot denser now.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
dude, talk to me in 6 months when bullets bounce off my skin.
Yeah, you'll probably catch them. What were you just talking about? I forgot since we brought that
I mean, we went from horror movies to TV to... Roommates, sleeping with the TV on. Do you have a TV
sleeping
in your
with the
bedroom?
TV on, yeah. I did that for like a minute, but then I found out you can just set the TV to turn off in an hour.
Yeah.
So there's no reason to just keep it on.
Right.
When I'm getting tired, I'll just click the remote, turn off in a half hour, and then I'm, boom.
Yeah, when I was a younger man, I had the TV on a timer.
Yeah.
But eventually it's just like, I think I had watched this podcast or like I was reading a book or something, and they were talking about getting the TV out of the bedroom and only using the bed for sleep, because then you sleep quicker.
Interesting. Something
that I've failed to do, because like I go to bed and I'm just sitting on my phone, looking through Twitter and shit.
Here's a juicy subject. So I've dated my girlfriend for many years, and the last like year or so, I've slept on the couch more because I just don't like sleeping so close together. And we have a queen bed, and I can't. I just like you get too hot, and like I start sweating, or she steals the covers, or she just steals the whole bed, and I'm like trying to get my little corner of it. But we're gonna try to get a king size bed, like, switch it up. But
I told Kelsey that if we ever upgraded from a queen to a king, we would fall out of love because then like we wouldn't ever touch each other while we were sleeping. I'm a heater. She calls me a heater. I make her way too hot when she sleeps. Despite that, she still will steal the covers. Right. But I mean, if covers are being stolen, if she's crowding my space, I violently rip the covers from her, or I like shove her into her space.
Got you.
There's no being nice when you're trying to sleep.
Got you. I'm a lot nicer about it, I guess.
Listen, what was tenet number 1, buddy?
Sleep.
Sleep. Tenet number 1 is sleep.
I just walk to the couch and then I fall asleep. Like, oh, you want the covers tonight? Okay, you can.
What am I supposed to do? Put this table in between these two chairs and try to like lay on that? That's all I have.
It's also kind of weird too because our couch is firmer, and I feel like I like a firmer bed.
Oh.
Which is kind of weird because our bed is almost too soft. It's weirdly soft, and I don't like it.
Well, not to harp on this, but it's because you're becoming an ancestor, and like ancestors slept on cave floors.
True. I probably should just switch to the floor.
Yeah, definitely. Or like in your backyard, you burrow out a little cave. This is my burrow.
That's why Liver King's so dirty. He's sleeping in the dirt every night. He's got his own little bed made up.
Dude, speaking, like now we've come full circle, going back to the Liver King stuff. Did you see the comment on our first Liver King video about the dude who time-stamped every point that look, we are allowed to poke a little fun at Liver King, but he time-stamped everything we've said and then had a rebuttal as to why Liver King was in the right on this.
I didn't even look back through it. Were we like?
Neither did I.
Were we like disproving him? I don't know if we were.
This wasn't a documentary. We weren't doing an expose video.
We were just going over his tenets.
Yeah, you're just having a little
trying
bit of
to
fun.
figure him out. And somebody who has studied the ancestral tenets thoroughly.
Someone who is a literal time traveler. He came from the year, negative 2000, and is here now.
But I think we can thank him because now he set us straight. We know exactly what Liver King was talking about. We have no confusion, no questions anymore.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Everything is black and white.
Yeah, he really put me in my place about the blue light glasses. Of course, I mean, I didn't even realize that ancestors didn't have cell phones or computer screens, which is why they didn't need the blue light glasses. We have those things. I didn't realize that was a new technology.
Can you imagine if this dude that we're trash talking
He's listening right now?
Well, obviously he's going to listen, but
no, he's not.
Can you imagine if he's just some jacked fucking dude like bigger than Liver King?
What I'm imagining is that it's Liver King's alt account. It's actually Liver King going, how dare you guys make fun of me?
I really hope, Liver King, that you enjoy us. All right, we are just big fans, and we're trying to figure out a way to look like you without eating liver. If you can let us know, send us some of these pills you got, man. We'll do a review video on those next.
Here's what's weird about the pills.
A month on liver pills.
I would definitely do a month on liver pill video.
I'm an athlete too. I mean, you go on hikes and stuff. I don't know what do you do for workouts.
I'm not an athlete. He's an athlete. I'm not.
So I'll test it in the sweaty.
And I'll be a
arena.
baseline. I'll just be like, and here's what happens when you really don't do anything.
Normal.
When you do the 30-minute walks. That was all that the move tenant said, by the way.
True.
It didn't say you had to.
Well, it did say you had to get into a fight every once in a while.
No.
No. That was clearly... Go back, because there was clearly one of them.
I want you to know that the defense tenant came before the fight tenant, which means defend and protect, and fighting is like, if that doesn't work, then you go.
How do you think Liver King gets the liver?
By fighting a human being and ripping out the liver.
Kills his prey, and he extracts the organs, and he cuts all those organs up and makes his concoction.
Okay, so since we're gonna eat,
we're never gonna stop talking about Liver King.
We're
by
never.
the way.
I mean, listen, that video got like 600 views as of today, so I'm just gonna
I had 5 notes written here about what we can talk about today. None of them were Liver King.
And until we do a video that gets more views than the Liver King, we're just Liver King boys.
That's true. We're gonna have to change the channel.
Liver Princess.
The Liver Kings.
The Liver Prince.
The princes? The Liver Princes?
Well, princes, when you say princes, it sounds like princess. So we're definitely not... The Liver Princess. Just Liver King in like a literal tutu. Anyways, we found his website where he does do recipes for his concoction and things like that.
We found the recipe.
And there was a recipe for cherry and liver smoothie.
So we got to try that.
We're not trying that.
I bet it's delicious. I bet it's better.
You literally went on a little tangent about how you're afraid this becomes a gross food channel.
But this isn't just to eat it because it's gross. This is to eat it because we're going to get 6-packs.
A 6-pack isn't important to me at all.
It's not just the 6-pack, though. It's the fact that you'll be as strong as Superman, basically.
Would you rather have Liver King's torso or $10,000?
Can you imagine what's below the torso, though?
I can.
I bet it's a
I think there's a reason. Oh, that's what you think? You don't think that this rippling body of muscle and veins is compensating for something?
Well, you know, steroids might do something to the body.
Also, the other thing I think is that when your abs stick out that far, they're sticking out past your dick. There's no way it doesn't make it look small.
Well, we have to look up the Liver King sex video. I'm sure that'll come out soon.
Whoa.
The sex video.
Dude, imagine if Liver King had an OnlyFans.
Bro. He'd be like eating liver and banging chicks at the same time.
You know what I wanted to look up today? Liver Queen. I wanted to see if there's a Liver Queen and if maybe like his wife has a TikTok or just like the craziest simp for him does.
I've seen his wife in one of his videos.
Me too. She's ripped.
Oh, I thought she's kind of normalish looking. I don't know. She wasn't.
She's like thin and you can see her abs. Definitely.
Maybe I'll have to check that video out. I don't know. I think she had a T-shirt on when I was watching it.
I seen, obviously TikTok comments are horrific, so I don't condone what I'm about to say. But I seen a Liver King video where he was going over his diet while he was on vacation. And in the background, you can see his wife like setting the table or something. And one of the comments was like, "You're over here eating this gross shit. You should be eating that."
Oh! That's funny.
Inappropriate. That's a man's wife. How dare you? TikTok comments. You 7-year-olds. You literal 7-year-old.
I mean, I bet Liver King eats his fair share.
Right, of course, yeah.
Have you seen how much he eats on a regular meal? I bet he chows down between those legs for an hour, man. Just go, 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 go.
Hey,
Can you cut that out? Go, 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 go.
go. This is a podcast. We don't add funny sound bites into a podcast. How dare you?
Oh, we'll get a bigger production crew here eventually.
Eventually, yeah.
They'll be the ones to put the microphone closer to my
Don't
face. Don't
touch the mic. God damn it. Dalton has a tendency to grab the mic and bring it right to his mouth when he's like trying to tell a point. But that's not how mics work. Like that just makes the audio peak.
I had one or two podcasts where I wasn't talking into the mic, and I'm very self-conscious of my audio now. I'm trying to talk a little louder, mumble a little less, and I just need to touch this thing just one little.
Don't have to touch it. No, you don't have to touch it at all, actually.
But I wanna.
It's good where it's at. As long as your head doesn't move and your
swear to God, if you can't hear me in this podcast, I'm going to take this microphone and shove it up your ass. All right?
Actually.
It's not much bigger than the normal. I almost touched it again.
You can't be stopped.
I know.
And you need to stop.
All right, we'll change the subject.
Kind of change the subject. I did have a question for you. I'm going to give you 4 options. Bone marrow, sardines, stick of butter, concoction. Which of those 4 are you most afraid of? Which of those 4 are you going to have no problem with?
No problem with the sardines. I like fish, and I've eaten a sardine. Put a little mustard on that, no problem. Can we get mustard? No? Is that not in the diet?
No.
Damn it. But I'll be all right there. Butter, by far, the hardest. And it's not because of how, it's not like I'm scared of it. It's just like, how are you going to down a couple of packets of butter? The bone marrow, it's tough. It's tough. That's a contender for grossness, but I have no idea what that's going to taste like. So It's just a mystery. It's just the scariness of the mystery of it.
Yeah.
I know what butter tastes like. I just can't see myself taking a bite of butter, solid butter.
As a joke before, I've taken like Pam and sprayed it in my mouth. Like, that is straight chemicals.
Did anybody laugh at that joke?
Why would they?
Was it for you to laugh at, or was anybody watching you?
Was anyone around? No, it was me alone. No, I think my buddy Tony was over. But the it's so much grease going in your mouth at once that like I can't wait for the butter. Obviously unsalted, I would assume.
It's grass-fed for sure. Grass-fed butter.
I guess salted, unsalted, it doesn't matter. It's not like the ancestors didn't have salt. He puts salt on his liver.
He does. He puts salt on his testicles. The ones he eats, not his actual.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
Testicles.
So he does have an OnlyFans.
Oh, man. We're never going to stop talking about Liver King. I got to change the subject. Because even though I could talk about damn Liver King all day.
It's funny that in those 4, I didn't include raw testicle, which is obviously the scariest one, isn't it?
That's up there, man. I mean, I'm still, like I said, I don't think I can get the butter down. There's a chance I could get the testicle down, that I could get the bone marrow down. I don't know what those are going to be like. Who knows? I might like testicle. I like liver now.
I'm more afraid of that I'm going to like one of these things than I am of that I'm going to eat it.
I hope I find something I like out of this diet, because I need to beef up a little bit, man. I'm on this pansy human, the human diet of today, man. It's not good.
Coward.
It's not good.
Coward. You're a modern man, and you should be put down like the dog you are.
I'm off it now, man. I'm a changed man. I'm changed. I'm awakened. I've had an epiphany. I'm an ancestor now.
That's the other thing. After that guy had made that long comment, I wrote, like, kind of sarcastic, tongue-in-cheek. I'm like, oh, a fellow ancestor. And he was like, I wouldn't call myself an ancestor. And then he wrote 3 more paragraphs.
Yeah, I didn't get through all those.
Dude, imagine going to someone's YouTube page and they have 20 subs and you just feel the need to type out 6 paragraphs.
He's here for peer review.
Oh.
He is our peer review. I didn't tell you that. I paid him to review us, to get our channel up to where it needs to be. He's very honest. Okay, and detailed.
Very detailed.
Very detailed.
I hope that he follows us forever. And every single video we put out for the rest of our lives, he has a 3-paragraph comment for.
I hope so too. Except that usually timestamps get don't they get flagged for possible child pornography? Have you heard of this? Like people that timestamp videos all the time, they're always like, that's where the one time the kid takes off their jacket or something.
Yeah, that's a super dark thing to bring up. But yeah, there was a time where...
Well, that's what the salty soup is here for, bro.
Okay, for those people who don't know what the hell Dalton is talking about, YouTube got into a lot of trouble because before they really had YouTube Kids and they stopped allowing comments on children's videos, straight up pedophiles were going and watching a child's video and they were
just a normal video
and they were commenting a timestamp where maybe the kid opened the leg or you could see the underwear of the child.
What could be perceived as provocative in a weird way, could be a tiny thing. It could be, weird shit like the freaking child pageants or weird shit like that. Dude. Weird
Which is why on videos made for kids now, you comments are automatically turned off. You can no longer comment on children's videos. If your YouTube account, if you're the owner of a YouTube account and you're under the age of 18, 13, something like that, then your videos are automatically marked as child videos and comments are turned off. And
that's true.
There's an algorithm in YouTube that will try to perceive a video as whether it's made for kids or not. Like my friend Sydney, who's a streamer, she recently switched to YouTube and she's been doing Minecraft videos, and I don't know what it is. She's a girl, so she's got a higher pitched voice, right? And she's doing Minecraft videos. She's an adult. She's doing adult themes, right? So she's playing Minecraft, and if something happens, she might go, oh, shit.
Right.
The video's not made for kids. It's made for adults who like Minecraft.
Right.
But YouTube is constantly turning comments off of her videos because it's flagging it as a child's YouTube channel.
I was super worried about that when we were messing around with our channels making Pokemon videos.
Right.
And then this kind of came out within the first couple months of us messing around with
the
on
COPA
YouTube.
laws.
Yeah. And a lot of people that play Pokemon Go and have that on their YouTube channel are worried that their channels are going to get deemed for children and not adults because they don't swear, even though most of their audience is adults. They're coming on there to watch Pokemon Go stuff. That's why I like this. That was one of the reasons slightly why we wanted to make our own side channel that was going to be very adult oriented. Right. Where, if the Pokemon ones got deemed a child, it just means it's less likely you can make a lot of money because there's less chances of people watching it.
Yeah,
right?
so the way it works out is these COPA laws, what they do is there are laws to protect children from advertisement. So if your channel is deemed a channel that's for children, you don't get paid CPM the way you used to because you don't get the same advertisements. You get child advertisements. And these COPA laws, and when they were hitting YouTube in such a big way a couple of years ago, those laws informed the style for videos. Like when I was doing Pokemon card openings, I was making sure that I was like dropping F-bombs and like acting outrageous and like swearing and telling adult themed stories. And that's why with this channel, the very first video we put out was age restricted. Like it couldn't possibly get recommended to anyone because of adult themes. Like
Right.
I chose a video that was already age restricted for us to react to, knowing it would get age restricted to cover our bases down the road. Like I want to make sure people know my Pokemon channel is for adults. I want to make sure people know this channel is not safe for work.
Right. So that's a long random thing we just talk about, but
Yeah, but I mean, it's
weirdos time stamping YouTube. That's why we brought it up, because we have some new loyal fans, making sure we're staying on the straight and narrow
right.
with our information.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, obviously all these rules and stuff YouTube's putting out there to protect children, which how can you argue with that?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they just make it so that when you put out content, you have to really gear it towards a specific age.
I wonder if anybody's going to ever take over YouTube or be a competitor to it, you know?
A competitor, well, here's what I said. I was saying this a couple years ago, that at the time, for me, the only person who I believed could cut into the YouTube market, like take from YouTube, was Pornhub. Because on Pornhub, you can post whatever the fuck you want, obviously. Like, you can post porn.
Right.
But Pornhub, you don't have to post porn. We could post this podcast to Pornhub. We could have a channel on Pornhub for this podcast.
I thought we were live on Pornhub.
You thought this was on Pornhub? The point is that that's a site that allows for, the most extreme adult content. And that is a site that pays you for ads, like YouTube does. It pays you CPM. The CPM isn't as good as YouTube because Coca-Cola isn't advertising on Pornhub.
True.
Nowadays, now with the Joe Rogan's transfer and Spotify trying to get into videos, I think Spotify would probably be the best shot. But here's the thing. Even with taking YouTube's biggest podcast, and bringing it to Spotify, I just stopped listening to the Joe Rogan podcast. Rather than, take what would literally be 5 or 10 minutes out of my life to download Spotify and things like that and just listen to his podcast.
I think he's still got clips on YouTube. I don't even know. Does he not got podcasts anymore? Is it just clips? Because I see no idea. New clips every once in a while. But
dude, he moved to Texas. He moved to Spotify, and now it's over for me. I don't know.
I actually sold my Spotify share that I had because I thought it was just too risky. I thought Spotify could just get taken by somebody else too. You know what I mean? If it's not YouTube. Look at what Twitch did. Twitch figured out we can just specialize in one kind of niche, like video games. Basically, I mean, I guess other people just have their own little channel on Twitch, but
I think that
it's mostly for video games, right?
Here's what I think. If we want to get into like who's cutting into whose market share, I think very soon YouTube will be the streaming platform. Twitch has refused to innovate in any meaningful way.
Oh.
They focused on this one thing, and that's all they have. So as soon as like a company with a lot of money and a lot of power behind it, like YouTube comes along, and they start doing that one thing, Now you can watch the videos and you can watch the live streams on one platform. You don't have to bounce around. So Twitch has
killed
itself.
The other powerhouse I was going to bring up was TikTok, which they are a powerhouse. I'm not going to say they changed the game because I think Vines was done before them, but they're the one kind of holding the reins right now, and everybody else is trying to do what they did now and copy them. YouTube's got YouTube Shorts.
Right.
Instagram is Instagram Reels. Facebook, I think, probably has something. I'm sure they're probably get. Did you hear that Facebook is going to rebrand themselves
to Meta?
To the Meta now or something? Yeah. And they're going to be getting into NFTs and fucking crypto and all that shit.
Here's what I think. I fucking hate Facebook. I'll never use Facebook.
I'm kind of over it too, man.
Hopefully I don't use Meta, but I can't right now. I can't imagine that this doesn't totally pan out for them and they, double their value in the next 5 years or something.
Well, you're not going to kill them. I mean, Instagram's not going anywhere. Facebook's not going anywhere. If you call it the Meta, I don't know how that would work, man. I don't know. But like you said too, I'm kind of over Facebook. For the longest time, I was like.
Do you have a Facebook account?
I do.
Oh, you do.
And number one, it was to keep in contact with all of my friends that I grew up with in high school, and I probably won't get rid of it for that reason. But I used to constantly post my life events on there, and whatever happened in my life, I make sure it was up there, and I'm not really doing that anymore. That's kind of fallen off, and even just getting on there in general, I'll get up in the morning, take my morning poop, and I'll check it to see if there's somebody messaging me, and then that's it. I go straight to TikTok now, dude. TikTok is my vice for social media, or whatever you want to say.
Did you hear about the article that came out 2 weeks ago before Facebook decided to do this big rebrand?
I just heard about the rebrand last night, so This is all new for me.
So what happened was, let's say, this is just example that they were using in the article, in the leaked document. But let's say you're a teenager on Instagram, okay? You've already got. Remember life as a teenager. You're a teenage girl. You have all these body issues, body dysmorphia, things like that.
Right.
And you're scrolling through Instagram of all these quite literally impossibly beautiful girls who are using Photoshop and not disclosing it. And you are slipping into a depression because you not only don't look like that, but you can't look like that. And the advertiser is going, diet pill, diet pill, diet pill, just throwing all these diet pills at you.
Liver pill.
And it was, liver pills. And it was, there was this big correlation in teenage girl suicide.
Oh, for sure.
While using these social media sites. And when this information was brought to Facebook, Facebook said, we'll do something about it. And the leaked document shows that instead of doing something about it, or the something they did about it, was to capitalize on it and push that information to the diet pill companies in order to get a bigger revenue for ad.
Well,
so Facebook is quite literally killing teenagers for profit.
True, but if I'm Facebook and you're coming at me, and then I'm like, why aren't you coming after Twitter? Or why aren't you coming after fucking regular everyday television?
Well, because right now they're coming after Facebook. Okay. Right. If Congress directly goes to Facebook can't just be like, well, what about Twitter? That's, whataboutism. So what happened was this leaked document comes out. Facebook is forced. Then immediately after that leaked document cut out is when Facebook and Instagram went offline for 24 hours. You remember that?
Yeah.
So these two events happen, and then Facebook goes, we're Meta now. They're doing a rebrand to cover up controversy and shit like that.
Oh, interesting. I didn't think about it like that. Who knows, man? That dang guy
is a
Zuckerberg.
literal cyborg.
He's a robot, man.
He's terrifying.
He was so scary in those hearings. When he just didn't blink, and he's just looking at you. Oh, it gives you chills, man. You're just like, that guy is not a human. Or is that, I mean, can you imagine, like, is there just some weird upper echelon of robot humans that go to Harvard, you know, that I don't understand? Like, that's the alien humans?
I think, did you watch the Meta trailer?
No.
You didn't watch the Meta trailer?
No, I
you
just
don't-
saw, like, a random news.
Oh, okay.
Or, you know.
So Meta, a few weeks ago on the podcast, I was talking about VR worlds, you know? Mm-hmm. And that's what Meta is hoping to offer. They're hoping to offer a continuous VR experience where you're in your home, or like, if you're someone who works from home, you could work from home in a simulated office so that you still have these like chance interactions with like coworkers and you don't feel lonely at the desk.
Your simulated office out the window is like the damn beach.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, there's my beach view. Yeah. I'm in this like fucking trailer.
So the avatar that Zuckerberg went with is an avatar that looks like him, but it looks more human than he does by a long shot. We're going to definitely... Maybe that's the reaction video we should do. Could react to the metaverse.
If any of the fans of the podcast or reaction videos want to comment on ideas for us to react to it, by all means, please comment that stuff, because we're constantly trying to find some stuff to react on besides Liver King, because we got a lot of Liver King content. We're good on that. If you can find anybody else, some crazy characters,
maybe
or
a
who
liver
knows.
queen.
What's the time right now, boy?
We're actually at time, so we're wrapping it up. Everybody, thank you for watching. If you could please like and sub, and like Dalton was just saying, comment, give us some ideas. We're empty vessels, and we're dumb, and we need your ideas for content. Don't touch the fucking mic. Don't you dare touch it. Cut the feed.